Have you ever wondered how video game music was made? Well, early systems like the NES or the original Game Boy basically had a built-in synthesizer that was playing the music for you live. If you've ever seen an old-time player piano, it's kind of similar. The composer would code sequence notes, and then the console would play those notes back to you in real time. The NES had 5 channels that were used as 5 different instruments. You had a white noise generator that was usually used for drums and percussion, a triangle wave channel usually for bass lines, and then 2 square or pulse wave channels that were used to play melodic parts and leads. It also had a channel for playing back samples, but that really wasn't used very often due to storage size limitations. But as we transitioned to the 90s, consoles like the Super Nintendo and the N64 began to completely rely on samples. So if you don't understand the difference between synthesis and sampling, synthesis is basically making sounds from scratch, like on this Casio VL5. This is what a synthesized pipe organ might sound like. But a sampled pipe organ sounds like this. This is the Casio SK5, which is a sampling keyboard. And it works by playing back short little clips of audio recorded from real instruments. So that's synthesis versus sampling. But even though technology had advanced a lot, composers still had to get really clever with how they used their storage. So they would take samples from hardware like the Roland JV1080 or the Sound Canvas or different sound libraries, which were pretty high fidelity sounds, and then compress them into really small files that could be stored and played back on a cartridge. So even though we're hearing recordings of real instruments, it has this really distinctive crunchy quality because of that compression. Even going into the 2000s with the GameCube, Nintendo continued to use sequence samples instead of pre-recorded tracks just because the developers felt that it fit the game so much better. The first official Nintendo franchise game to use a pre-recorded orchestra for the full soundtrack was Super Mario Galaxy in 2007. And there's obviously a lot more detail we could go into, but this video is long enough already. But if you like learning about music stuff like this, you can follow for more.